There are so many people out there who are studying openings instead of learning how to win the game. In other words, if you are studying the London or any opening variation, how much will that really reward you toward winning a game versus learning specific strategic methods, maneuvers, plays, or honing your endgame skills toward pocketing further points and thereby gaining rating points? Our goal is that everyone should have an opportunity to become a better player. That is far more important than any individual win for rating points, because honestly, when you are a certain strength, the rating points just come and go. If you have a bad day, your rating returns to your true strength on the very next day. So there's no reason, absolutely no reason for anyone to be fretting over rating points or anyone getting help on any particular move when this is meant purely and entirely for training for actual real-life events. You have to start at the beginning. Basically, you're going for an AP class in chess when you study Kasparov or Magnus. And if you've not passed all of your primary school classes, your fundamentals, your absolute basics, which are Lasker, Capablanca, Morphy, Alekhine, then it becomes very difficult to jump into science at a higher level. Aim higher. Set your standards higher. Be better. I mean, you're aiming at a level of player that is more or less intermediate. I already made this comment earlier that players under 2400 are intermediate. So if you aim higher, aim at becoming a better player. Basically, Gotham Chess is an advanced intermediate player. He is hoping to become a grandmaster for a reason, because then he will be a real player. I would only hope to do the same thing myself, as my rating is even lower and weaker. I'm not as good as Gotham Chess yet. I am a hop, skip, and a jump above beginner. And of course, the old good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, grasshoppers. It is one of those somber mornings, the morning after you find out news that you wish were not true. And I think this has to be the youngest of friends or acquaintances. We were chess professionals. We saw each other after hours in multiple cities. I have a lot of unused footage of A. Wander and Danya playing a late night blitz match. Carissa Yip and Andy Woodward coming in later. I will try to find that. I had a moment with Daniel as he was lambasting another streamer, or I don't know if it was a streamer, but someone else was taking video at the same time that I was when their last blitz session took place, and I could tell that some things were amiss, like for example, when you record strangers or people in their natural environment trying to do something, or trying to be natural, let's say, and then for whatever reason I don't know what I'm trying to say. I really don't know what I'm trying to say. Honestly. In any event, the crux of the story was that one of the last things Danya said was that he trusted me not to use the audio, but he didn't know who the other guy was. The other guy could be taking the audio out of context because, you know, when you're with friends and you're making jokes or snide remarks or where you'd rather be just casual and really it isn't completely fair if you are taking advantage of some things, let's just say. And I was definitely feeling the pressure as I was videoing the Blitz session. It was around 1 o'clock in the morning, 2 o'clock in the morning, and you know, at the late hours, and alcohol may have been involved. All right, I'm tempted. I can't help myself. I have to try it. We have to keep up the pressure. Nothing is protecting the queen now, but unfortunately nothing is protecting my queen either. So what is the story here? After he takes my queen, I'm really being insistent, I guess. I mean, I could have just taken the knight. How much more do I really need out of the deal? Yeah, but honestly, when you are trusted, you're in a trusted space with other people like Danya, and in Paris it was Nemo, Alexandra Chess, Hannah Sace, Angelica Valkova. You really do think about the responsibilities of friendship. And if we get down to it, how legitimate is Kramnik anyway as a world champion? He basically cheated in order to get the world championship title. He lost to Shirov in a match that was to determine the challenger for the world championship. And Shirov was the rightful challenger, but he wasn't Russian. He wasn't a true Russian, let's put it that way. And I'm going to let you know that there is a lot of anti-Semitism in the world. There's a lot of racism in the world. And what happened to Danya shouldn't happen to anyone. To be truthful. What happened to Danya is not deserved by anyone. Basically, when someone says no or stop, let's just say you make a comment that is miscorrect, that is, if you make a comment that's not kosher, when you tell someone, and if you tell someone to stop, they should stop. I have some special glasses for this. God damn it, Tal. You can't find them when you need them. Did I accidentally start with a mainline move? All right, Ron, you got me. I'll go for it. But yeah, cyberbullying. Cyberbully, sycophant, you know? What does he think that he's going to prove with a relentless attack on another individual that really did not need
He is in a better place.
well, that's one way of looking at it. That would be a lovely way to look at it. Indeed. I'm going to get a little risky. We'll see what we can do with this for the most part. Yeah. It's really not cool that he's alive and Danya is dead. That's all I really, really, really have to say about that. Can I go in this direction? Oh no. I cannot. I had to make this check first and then the other knight check first. I'm in a bad place too. I actually thought that I'd gotten over it, to tell you the truth. I really did.
Anonymous.
Said.
Who?
I really thought that I'd gotten over it. God damn it.
You promise none. I say you do. No question.
Can I really play it this way?
Wake Woog. Thanks for following.
Wake Woog, thank you for following. Yeah, it's really not cool. The injustice of this world. It's just not cool. Not fair. I don't understand what is wrong with this world that someone can get away with cyberbullying like he does. An illegitimate world champion. To be honest. Probably not the best of spots to
4. 5, 4. 5, 4, 3. 5, 4, 3. 4, 3.
Why am I going through the motions? Oh, no, no. Why am I going through the motions? I realize I'm playing Ron. Yeah, I guess... probably what I want to say is that in my classrooms, when someone starts accusing somebody of cheating, it's because they have cheated. It's because the only world they know is cheating. Thank you, Ron. Let's pause out of this just for a moment because it's just not kosher. I'm glad everyone showed up. I'm glad we have a good turnout for the most part, despite the fact of the circumstances. And Tuesday mornings are a terrible morning. Yokai, thank you for those good words. Yes, perhaps he is. Anas, I'm sorry. Anas. I always tell people to call me by my name in other streams, and then they switch back to my Twitch or Kick username, yeah? But he truly was a genuinely nice individual, because I was buying a round of drinks for Mark Arnold and him and another person whom I owed for from a previous event in London, the World Championship in London. And he's like, no, I can't do a round now. I have to get back to sleep. There's an early round in the morning. It was a Saturday night, I think, in Baltimore. It was either that or Washington, D.C. I can't remember if the tournament was in Baltimore or Washington, D.C. That whole area, it's not even D.C. It's not even really Baltimore. It's like the D.C. Harbor, Baltimore Harbor, which is actually in D.C. And then there's also Baltimore, which was... had a lovely after-hours place that I posted
SWE
pictures for.
Said, take very good care of your health.
Yeah, I don't suffer from those types of mental distresses. Thank you, Ron. Thank you very much. That cheers me up. Yeah, I was a complete wreck yesterday afternoon. Because I saw it happening, actually. In the Coast Guard, you're trained to look out for these signs in the Coast Guard. And if people start giving away their personal belongings, there are a lot of signs that you can look for when people are in distress. And he was exhibiting all of them for the most part. And when I found out that he'd taken down his Twitch and or removed YouTube videos from recent posts by Kramnik, he was like saying in his posts almost gleefully that Danya taking down his stuff online is proof that Kramnik was right. And then I looked around. I didn't see Danya's channel or Danya streaming. I don't know the last time he was online, because I don't go on chess.com. I only go on Lichess. And there's no reason for him to necessarily be on Lichess unless there's a titled arena.
Well, in our religion, we believe the one who's responsible for a person's death will suffer in life before he die.
Well, I think it's never too late for that. I feel like someone should be calling him out, because David Navarra, if no one really knows the true story, months, if not more than a year before this happened, David Navarra actually posted that he considered taking his own life and had to seek help, mental therapy, in light of Kramnik's accusations from what he had published a year before. And David Navarra pleaded with Grandmaster, this is Grandmaster David Navarra, the Czech Grandmaster. And we spoke about it on our podcast, the French Bishop Chess podcast, with Roken and I. And basically, something should have been done about Kramnik then, to be honest. Something should have been done about Kramnik before it got to this point. If he's going to be punished or banned. Obviously, there were other things going on in Danya's life, I'm sure. Personal issues, because he looked like my oldest daughter in his last stream. So that means that there could have been other things going on, just by the way he was falling asleep and or not quite himself in his final stream. I will post a video that I believe may or may not be worth watching once I watch it. I don't really want to post or share anything that I haven't actually watched myself, and I will post it in the Discord. Can't even type Discord.
Join the dojo Discord.
I wonder if it's because Discord is capitalized that it makes that pause. It's rather crazy, right? Yeah, I think these are really supposed to only be 35 minutes. But 40 minutes is good. I'm trying to recall if that's true. I think they were 25 minutes before, so these events should be 35 minutes so that I can get out. Alexa, turn on Dojo. Yeah, Danya was a great individual. He was very kind. He was sincere. I believe he was brutally honest to a fault. I don't think anyone deserves what happened to him. I do actually believe that Kramnik focused on individuals whom, especially in the case of Jose, I'm drawing a blank on his name as well, when he had that match and then he lost, and then of course it has to be the equipment's fault if he loses. He can't just be a terrible player. Obviously, when you're thinking about poor equipment, it affects you, and there's no recovering from that. So c'est la vie, right? C'est la vie. Congratulations, Ruthkov. I don't know that I've seen you in the stream before, actually. Have we played? Oh, I'm 2-0 somehow. Oh my god. That's crazy. Rat dude, how are you, man? I took this pretty hard yesterday. And I thought I'd recovered. But what happened in this particular case, which is a blatant cyberbullying and irresponsible behavior by Kramnik.
Said.
Is it confirmed it was bullying or this an educated observation?
Oh no, it's pretty well known, actually. It is pretty well known that it is bullying. The problem is that it was disguised in the form of Kramnik's professional opinion that hundreds of grandmasters are cheating, and he would go after the most prominent individuals for cheating with very little proof other than his sicko mathematics. So I'll tell you a secret. When people are in the zone, let's just take it from the original case, because Magnus Carlsen made this all possible. Magnus Carlsen made this all possible by accusing someone of cheating because he was having a bad day. And he had no proof except for the fact that his opponent was effortlessly essaying his preparation. And he had no way of justifying even being there at that moment, and then actually rage quit an international tournament. Magnus Carlsen then posts something on YouTube, and the whole world lights up behind him. I was watching later that night as Hikaru Nakamura kept stoking the flames that Magnus Carlsen's opponent was cheating. And I'm like, all I saw was bad play on Magnus's part, and subsequent computer checks did not reveal anything other than human play, especially at that level. The highest level, where Magnus Carlsen plays 2 out of 3, if not 3 out of 4 computer moves every time he plays a game. It's very hard to prove that you're not playing fairly when you're that good at chess. And Danya was a brilliant, he was a genius of the game. He understood, he had internalized everything about the game as knowledge goes. Ultimately, Magnus put the pilot light on in this particular case. Yes, Magnus put the pilot light on, and the flames burned bright until somebody gets hurt. And it was the sycophant Kramnik who threw the last kingling into the fire. And ultimately, even on Lichess, by the way, there's a terms of service on Lichess which says that you are not to outwardly accuse anyone of cheating in the chat or publicly, that you must do it through channels, and you must report the individual so that the individual can be investigated. That is the Lichess terms of service. This apparently is not the case on cheese.com and in Kramnik's world at all. The Lichess terms of service specifically state, and they do ban people in the chat. If you see it, if you try to accuse people of cheating in a public events chat, let's just say the U.S. Championship is on tomorrow. Today is a rest day. It's actually very appropriate that it's a rest day in the U.S. Championship, so that some sort of memorial service could be held. But in general, yeah, I do believe that that the entire chess world, unfortunately, I even believe that I am partly responsible, because I saw it happening yesterday afternoon. And because I saw it happening yesterday afternoon when I saw him erasing himself from the world by taking down his YouTube channel. There are many of these things to look out for when people are in distress and thinking about taking or altering their life course. Let's just put it that way. Whether they're going to disappear in another way or remove themselves from their current environment. And I believe, yes, it could have been.
Can I publish this on my social media?
Of course you can. I'm not saying anything that isn't common knowledge, honestly. I'm not saying anything that I don't believe is true. Basically, when you make something the norm, like this is suddenly normal behavior to accuse people of cheating and be able to get away with it without any thought, right? Years ago, I talked to other streamers about this, And we all more or less agreed that a toxic environment is a dangerous environment. There's nothing more toxic than accusing someone of cheating. Nothing. Basically, years ago, between Nemo and I, basically, she would make remarks on her stream, and this was when she was very young and just starting out, you know. She would make the normal teenage girl type, even though she was a teenager at the time she started streaming. Teenage girl remarks about, "You're never going to get a girlfriend," to an audience of young men who may or may not want to hear that. And if you get that type of "you're never going to get a girlfriend," or "you're never going to," you know, your mom type jokes are prevalent in that community. And basically, I talked to one of her moderators when he was streaming, and I believe that whether or not he talked to her because of me, she actually stopped saying all of those things on her stream as she assumed the responsibility. This was around 2020. I do not know how old she was then. Actually, she was probably just turned 20, so she was just no longer a teenager.
You just didn't have the full info. We all know you. You are kind, Mr. John. If you know, you will help him and all of us, but I hope we will do something about this.
Yeah, I believe so too. I believe that the whole world, I believe Magnus hasn't made a statement yet for the same reason. I think that he realizes the responsibility of strong players in affecting other people's lives because of what their actions might result in. I'm not afraid to say anything. I'm telling you what I believe to be true, and I could be wrong. I'm not a psychologist. I'm not a doctor. But honestly, I do know people, and people do get hurt. And I know that Danya died late Sunday night and was found, I believe, early Monday morning. I don't know that he was found late Sunday night. Honestly, I had lost it at that point, and with Danya's passing, because of the cyberbullying by a sycophant that basically was relentless, and you're insulting someone's livelihood, their love, their passion, it is going to have consequences. And I don't know what to say to anyone but for the fact that you should be thoughtful. My word, for the most part, is not kindness, because kindness can sometimes be faked. But thoughtfulness, thinking about your actions, thinking about others, being considerate in all things and everything that you do is the way to honor Danya. Just being more thoughtful in your actions and in your ways, and for others who are not having as easy a time as you are. So meanwhile, I do have to get to school. I do have to resume the normal thing. I was nearly late yesterday because of it. But honestly, I will post other things. I don't know what to say, except for the fact that I'm sorry, this is the circumstance of the world that we live in right now. And there's very little that we can do to change it, as it turns out. I want to thank everyone for being here, and your kindness and your consideration, and especially going forward, that we will all move through this life with far more thoughtfulness. Far, far more
I don't know how did you
thoughtfulness.
stream like this. Turns out you are strong, Mr. John.
I did not make it. I did not make it through, honestly. I did not make it through. I lost it. I was okay up until the subject came up. And then I was done again. What can you do? In any event, let's roll those ending credits. Namaste for the new follows. Thank you so much, Wake Woog. And yesterday, All Day. And on it's on 1A on Kick. Please subscribe to the YouTube. Thank you, Yokai. Namaste. Please check out the socials. Join and subscribe to the YouTube channel.